Tekken 8 makes some huge changes, and rightfully so, because, well, first of all, let's go ahead and start off with like some of the good stuff, right? The Eddie Gordo classic skin is finally here. This is exactly what I've been waiting for. I'm an Eddie Gordo main just because I have a background in capoeira and breakdancing, so it's cool to like have my roots inside a video game. It's not every day we get that. It's not like we can go and be like, oh, okay, Sub-Zero Scorpion, you know, we have similarities. You know, it's just cool to have that. So the Eddie Gordo classic skin, if you're an Eddie Gordo main, go cop that, rock it. It's not really nostalgia bait. I love what the games are doing with the classic skins to just give us variation. It's not necessarily like, oh, we always want like a Tekken Tag 2 or we want a Tekken 3, Tekken 7, all over Tekken 5, but we just want to see the essence of Eddie Gordo, and I want to feel like I'm playing Eddie Gordo, so it's really cool to have that outfit again. But yeah, let's really touch base on the main essence of everything and why I really wanted to make this video. So Tekken goes bonkers these past days, whether it's through the competitive side on what happened with that in terms of just like full on the inclusion, I would say, just to make it like a lack of a better term. And then also you look at the casual side where they're charging for a paid stage. Now, they were doing awesome at launch, and I still don't understand why they took this route to just pay for a stage but promote the fact that they're giving out a free story. You know, it's kind of like a backhand. I feel that they took as much heat, and this sucks because this actually really ruined all the reviews all the way down the line, right? They had to make massive announcements to be like, oh, like Steam had to just say, nah, we're not accepting these reviews anymore because it's more for the fact of either the tourney side or the paid DLC. It's not necessarily about the whole essence of the game, and it's all over Twitter, so y'all check that out, man, because like, go drop y'all's insight. Again, we do have a voice here, and I appreciate y'all that show love to this channel, especially when we show about like the main fighting games, of course, like Marvel vs. Capcom or Mortal Kombat and Tekken, and y'all usually do very well with like hanging out in our community tabs and everything, so make sure y'all checking all that out. But if you see on Twitter, it does happen like that. Steam makes an announcement. Everybody's making announcements that people are just review bombing Tekken. And a lot, rightfully so. The competitive side and the casual side are charging a paid stage. Now, let me touch on the essence of that, because Mortal Kombat 1 did somewhat the same thing. It just didn't get as review bomb because it's somewhat, it's sad to say, it's somewhat expected for Mortal Kombat to just mess up shit nowadays because they are like what they are. They know they're the Call of Duty of fighting games. They're going to charge for every little thing at times. But in opposition, and to really back them up, they have been doing pretty well in recent times with the content now. They had a lot of free skins prior to the actual expansion DLC, so that's been pretty cool. But Tekken, I don't know, just took this weird approach where they were like, we're going to give you a free story, chapters and all that, but we're going to go ahead and you're going to have to pay for the stage. And I'm not saying that the fact that it was super expensive. I think it's more of the gesture of what pissed people off. Because if we support this type of stuff, it tends to go further and further down the line. Meaning, if I pay for this, they're going to think it's okay to continuously upcharge, upsell, and do more shit like this. Like somewhat what happened with the Tekken Pass, right? The Fight Pass, and now like the paid DLCs, right? It doesn't come within the Fight Pass. And so now they have this huge update, really kind of just cycling back and really backpedaling on all of these aspects because, rightfully so, people should be pissed off at the gesture of it. I feel if they actually just made you pay for a DLC expansion similar to what MK did, it wouldn't caught like half as much heat. But the fact that it was a free story and everybody was like, yeah, hooray. And then you see in the back like, nah, you got to pay for this though. And it's like, what the fuck? So we just got really, you know, it was just a weird curveball, I feel. And that's what made people more pissed off. Similar to the Fight Pass. When the Fight Pass first came out, it was a curveball where it was like, what? So, because maybe if it was so much loved and, you know, just supported, I think other fighting games will start copying it. So the Fight Pass right now hasn't been as popular and monumental. One, because I feel it still has a lot of lackluster content if you get a pass like that, just to be transparent with that. But if it were highly successful, I think every fighting game would start doing that, and I think it would just end up being like a live service type game all over again, which games are nowadays anyway, thanks to the internet era and everything. So rightfully so, Tekken gets review bombed, all this stuff. Now they actually have a full announcement showing that in the winter aspects, there's going to be a character, and you're also going to get like 500 additional coins. You're going to get a stage on top of that. And they just really switched everything up. They've been really making announcements in terms of what's been happening with the competitive side, also on how they're going to work better on the inclusion. Like, it's not, they were making an announcement that it wasn't solely their fault, like Harada and all them, because they're like, hey, it's not directly my fault, but we'll try it out and try to put a word in for it and spread the formula and everything so that can be a better experience. But what is on their side, not necessarily their side, but maybe they can have something at like a meeting with the suits and ties, because those are the ones that really look over the developers aspect to really budget and make the money, is that paying for a stage. And so if it was reversed, I bet you anything it would not have gotten as much hate. But sadly, it did get tons of hate because it was a free story and then a paid stage. I think it should have been the opposite. Just pay for the expansion of the story and just get the stage with it. They would have made way more money and way less like stuff like that, because Tekken was damn near like the golden child when it just released in January. And now like you started to catch, like everything started to catch up to it, whatever they're doing. And I don't know what made them get the idea of trying this, but I'm glad they really are bringing it back and are like, you know what, never mind, like we messed up. It'll be within the fight pass and this and that. There's just a cool description. I'll be posting that up on this video and stuff like that. But yeah, Eddie Gordo skin, Tekken makes the huge changes, and I feel moving forward, I still think it's kind of crazy how we see some characters also at S tier. So hopefully they get a patch rolling. I mean, Yoshimitsu is insane, but rightfully so, because he is a monumental character to the series. Yoshi is insane this time around. And Legacy players are having fun. I can tell, man. They are in their bag right now, Legacy players. I've been going to wars with Yoshimitsu's online, Fujin onward. And you can see that they are really in their bag when it comes to just how much moves they know and how excited they are for him to finally be like literally S tier. If you're counting top 5 characters right now, I'm going to go ahead and just cover that essence too. I think I'm looking at Drag, Nina, Alyssa, Yoshimitsu, and Jin. I'm going with top 5, that being my top 5 right now. At least when I play them, I could see the drastic difference on how these characters play. They dictate the game in their own aspects, and it is insane. I would probably put Law as like 6. I wouldn't put him top 5. I'll put him at a strong A+++ tier. Literally one more little thing, Law goes to S tier. But people who can play whatever kind of game they want, definitely Dragunov, definitely Nina, definitely Alyssa. I don't know what the hell I'm playing when I play Alyssa. I think she's just a Mortal Kombat character, to be honest. And then Yoshimitsu and for sure Jin. Because Jin dictates kind of just how... He's more of like the golden child undercover person, Jin. I feel that Jin is the poster child, of course, but he's not as loud and proud when it comes to S tier. He just kind of does whatever he wants. If he wants to play defensive counter, he wants to play full rush down, he can just do whatever he wants. Neutral game, like counters and mix-ups like crazy. But he is a Mishima at the end of the day. It's still somewhat, you need somewhat, but he's 10 times easier this time around. Alyssa's Mortal Kombat. Yoshimitsu was low tier in Tekken 7. So it's kind of cool now to actually see him at more of a like top priority, you know, because you know the essence of crossovers in Yoshimitsu and all that stuff. So that's been pretty cool. And then you have the Dragunov thing. I don't know how he's still number 1. I don't know why they want him at number 1. Honestly, kind of a weird number 1. I think Nina is rightfully so. She's way more like execution type character. Kind of like an easy to pick up, harder, definitely a hard to master, especially with her judo and her techniques and her grabs. Her execution, her combos take kind of long, her butterflies and all that. But yeah, she's kind of, I guess, rightfully so if you get really good with her. But she has the craziest sidestep in the game, by the way. Yeah, her cancels are just fun. You gotta learn all of her cancels and everything, and just what's plus with her, which is a lot of stuff, by the way. But yeah, I think that's kind of everything with what Tekken is doing, and I hope moving forward they did learn their lesson and what, again, because I felt like they were the superior fighting game, but whoever takes that right now is Street Fighter 6. Possibly, in my opinion, the most difficult, the most consistent, and definitely the most popular when it comes to competitive notion, even casual, but definitely on a competitive side, Street Fighter 6 does take that, and they have been doing amazing on that side, Capcom. So I am so happy for what they have been doing. I know Terry probably, I know I've been seeing some mixed aspects on Terry, like he probably might need a buff or something's going to go insane or he might get crazy nerfed. I don't know what's going to be going down with Terry coming up, but I know Street Fighter 6 has been going insane. I hope the big 3 continuously make it, but shockingly so, man. I think Mortal Kombat has been doing all right. They caught heat for the holiday fatality, and I think Tekken caught 30 heat for the DLC. So now they had to backpedal and really win everybody back. And I feel that this next winter character, whoever they announce it to be, or whatever the leaks may be showing, and then also bringing back the Tekken Pass and like the DLC being in the Tekken Pass, I believe there was a huge tweet update about it. But regardless, they're not charging for any of that anymore. And then they're also bringing in even more stuff. I'm sure there's going to be a patch coming along with that. And then also getting like 500 additional coins for us to do. So a lot of stuff similar to what Mortal Kombat did with their Dragon Crystals and free skins and bringing in, like, they just went really back onto their cheaper bundles now. So I am excited. Y'all let me know what's up. Are y'all still in on Tekken 8? And what's your favorite part about it so far? I'm still rocking the Eddie Gordo, man. It's so fun. Peace.